All right, today in math, we, sorry, it was kind of loud. All right, so today in math, my family was starting a dance party, and I had to tell them that I was doing this. All right, remember, you did your study guide hopefully yesterday. We're going to check it over. Now, numbers 1 through 6, don't worry about. I will probably actually have a bonus section that I will tell you about that will have to do with this, but I'll come back to it at the end. All right? Okay. On the test itself, I'm going to kind of zoom in a little bit so it's a little bit bigger. Okay, we had down here the estimating portion. So you had to round each thing to the nearest or the indicated place value and then do your estimate. So the first one was 31 minus 9 to the nearest 10. Well, 31 to the nearest 10 would be 30, and 9 to the nearest 10 would be 10. 30 minus 10 would be 20. So the answer to number 7 should be 20. Let's look at the next one. 53 minus 16 to the nearest 10. 53 would be 50 to the nearest 10. 16 would be 20 to the nearest 10. 50 minus 20 would give us 30 for our estimate. Okay, this one we're going to do the nearest 100. So now we're looking at this, 327. Well, that's close to 300. 174, when we round it to the nearest 100, would be 200. When I have 300 and I take 200 away, I'm left with 100. So that's number 9. Number 10, 3,257 minus 189, and we're doing each to the nearest 100. So 3,257 would be 3,300. 189 would be 200. So I can ignore this for now because that 3,000 is going to stay the same. 300s minus 200s would leave me with 100. So 3,100 would be the answer for number 10. Remember, my sheet looks a little different. Don't get freaked out. Okay, now this one is the one that I didn't really care for because it goes to the thousands and they have you rounding to the nearest 10. Now it's going to give you a very accurate estimate, but it's going to make you have to do too much work. So let's do it anyway. 4,987 to the nearest 10 would be 4,990. And then I'm going to take away 3,112, which to the nearest 10 would be 3,110. Okay, now when I do this, I know I'm going to have a 0 in the ones place. A 9 minus a 1 is an 8. A 9 minus another 1 is an 8. And a 4 minus a 3 is a 1. So you should have gotten 1,880. Now for the actual test, I am not going to have a problem like that on there. I just don't like doing it. Probably I would have you do that one to the nearest 100. That would be good enough. All right. So that's going to be your estimating portion of the test. The next part of the test is, mine is so weird, I'm going to actually do it on a completely different piece of paper, but I will show you what you should have gotten. Okay, so the first problem on that part, number 12, you were supposed to do 7,127, and you're going to subtract 2,893. Now, this is where you're going to have to make sure you do all your thinking to do these. My first thought is, can I take 3 away from 7? In this case, I can. So I don't have to regroup right now. So be careful. Remember how I said sometimes people go crazy and they just start regrouping and they don't need to. Check to see if you have to. The 7 is plenty big to take 3 away from. 7 minus 3 is 4. 2 minus 9. Well, 2 is too tiny. I can't take 9 away from a 2. So I have to regroup. So I'll take 1 from the hundreds place, and it leaves it with no hundreds. And I'll give that group of 10 tens that makes 100 to this. Oops, sorry. Boy, I messed that up. So that would be a 12. Be careful you don't do that. That's another mistake that kids make fairly often, is they make a 10 up here because they're using a 10. They forget about the 2. So I'm kind of glad I did that. Now I have 12 minus 9, which leaves me with 3. 0 minus 8 is my next problem. Well, I can't do 0 minus 8. So I will regroup. The 7 becomes a 6. Please make sure you actually do this first before you give the group of 10 over to the other spot. Some people will forget to cross this off and make it a 6. And then when they subtract 7 from 2, they're going to be wrong. So make sure you're always doing this first, then give it to where it's going. 10 minus 8 will be 2. And then 6 minus 2 is 4. So hopefully you got 4,234 for number 12. Okay. All right. Number 13 is 9,824. And you're going to subtract 1,509. All right. First, let's see if we can actually do the subtraction. 4 minus 9. Well, 4 is not big enough to take 9 away from, so I will have to regroup. 2 will give away one of its tens, and it'll give it to the 4, which makes a 14. 14 minus 9, that I can do. It leaves me with 5. 1 minus 0, can I do it? Yeah, because I'm not taking anything away, so that 1 will stay the same. 8 minus 5, well, that's going to leave me with 3. I can do it. 5 is smaller than 8. 8 minus 5 is 3. And then 9 minus 1 is 8. And there we go. Oh, by the way, over on this one, this is going to be worth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points. Okay, so I'm giving you points for everything because you had to cross off the 1 and make it a 0, and then you had to cross off the 0 to make it a 10. So that's actually 2 things you did there. Okay, this one would be worth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points. Okay, so remember to do all the things. All right, number 14 was 6,425, and you're subtracting 3,814. So we start by thinking, can I take 4 away from 5? Well, 5 is bigger than 4, so I can. 5 minus 4 is 1. Can I do 2 minus 1? Well, a 2 is bigger than the 1, so I can do that. This is great so far. I haven't had to regroup once. 4 minus 8. Oh, darn. I shouldn't have said anything. Now we have to regroup. 4 is too small to take 8 away from, so I will go to the thousands place. I will take 1 away from the thousands place and give it to the hundreds place. So we have 14 in the hundreds place. 14 minus 8 we can do. That'll leave me with 6. And 5 minus 3 is 2. 2,611. And that one would actually be worth 6 points as well. Okay. All right. Now these will be different on the actual test, remember? So the points won't be the same. I'm just showing you how I'm getting the points by counting anything you had to do for regrouping. All right. Number 15 was 6,496, and you're subtracting 3,623. Can I do 6 minus 3? Yes, I can. That'll leave me with 3. Can I do 9 minus 2? Yes, I can. That'll leave me with 7. Can I do 4 minus 6, though? No, I can't do that. So I will have to regroup. And then I'll give that over here. Now I can do 14 minus 6. And 5 minus 3 is 2. And there we go. And that one will be worth 6 points because I had 4 things I had to get down here as answers, and then the 2 regroupings that I did. All right, so hopefully you got all those correct. If you did something wrong, look to see where you got it wrong so you know how to think about it for the test. Maybe do a couple more practice ones like this. Have a parent set one up for you where you have to do some regrouping. Okay. The one thing they didn't have in here was going across zeros. On the test, I will have one where you're going to have to subtract across zeros. All right. Now let's think about the bottom part of the test, the word problems. Number 16 says, Aaron played basketball for 90 minutes on Saturday. He played for 45 minutes on Sunday. How much longer did Aaron play basketball on Saturday than on Sunday? This is asking for an exact answer, isn't it? It's saying how much longer, not about how much. And it's not giving me a yes/no question. It's actually asking me, what was the amount of time difference? Okay. So how much longer did he play on Saturday than Sunday? Well, Saturday he played 90. He played 45 minutes on Sunday. So we would have to take 90 minus 45. Now, some people that are really good with clocks would know this answer right away. But if you're not, we can just do the subtraction. That would have to be regrouped. 10 minus 5 would be 5. 8 minus 4 would be 4. So the answer would be 45 minutes. Okay, don't forget that label. Okay, how much longer did he play? I have to do it in minutes. That's going to be the label because that's what it was here. Okay, all right, number 17. The ice cream shop sold 78 strawberry scoops, 87 chocolate scoops, and 47 vanilla scoops. How many more chocolate scoops did they sell than strawberry scoops? Now, this is one where, first of all, I realize how many more, and it doesn't say about, so I need the exact answer. It wants to know how many more chocolate than strawberry. I can ignore the vanilla, can't I? They're not worried about vanilla, so I'm going to ignore the amount of vanilla. So there was 87 chocolate scoops, and there were 78 strawberry scoops. So I can just do the subtraction, and I should get my answer. So 7 minus 8, I can't do. Regroup. Give the 1 over here. 17 minus 8 is going to leave me with 9. And then 7 minus 7 is nothing, so it's 9. How many more chocolate scoops did they sell than strawberry scoops? 9 more scoops would be a good way to label that. Okay? All right. Number 18. Now, the other day I circled the about, so we already know we're going to be rounding or doing an estimate here. Marcia pays $193 a month for writing lessons. She also pays $125 a month for guitar lessons. About how much more does it cost for writing lessons than guitar lessons? Now, because it says about, I am going to do some estimating. Now, there's 2 answers that I will accept on this one. 193 for writing lessons, 125 for guitar lessons. How much more are the writing lessons? Remember, anytime you're comparing things and asking how much more or how much less, it's a subtraction problem. So the first way I'm going to do it is the easier of the 2 ways. 193, I'm going to round to 200. 125, I'm going to round to 100. So I will accept an answer, of $100. Okay? Because 200 minus 100 would leave you with 100. However, hopefully most of you realized, wait a minute, 193 and 120, that's not going to be that close to 100. You know what? Rounding to the nearest 10 would make more sense for a little better answer. So I will accept this answer. It's probably not our best answer. So now I'm going to do it this way. 193 to the nearest 10 is 190. 125 to the nearest 10 would be 130. When I do this, I get $60 as my answer. Because when I looked at this, I realized those are closer than 100. The 60 makes a better answer. So $60, make sure you label it with the dollar sign, would be a good answer there. All right. Number 19. Raina walked her dog for 52 minutes on Thursday, 46 minutes on Saturday, and 36 minutes on Sunday. About how many more minutes did Raina walk her dog on Thursday than on Sunday? Ooh, okay. It says about, so we're going to estimate. I'm only worried about Thursday and Sunday. So where it says 46 minutes on Saturday, I don't really need to worry about that. So 52 minutes. And it says how many more, so we're comparing, so we know we're going to subtract. 52 minutes minus 36 minutes would be the actual problem. But we want to estimate, don't we? So I'm going to take that and say that's about 50. And 36 is about 40. So about 10 minutes. Now, your brain is going to tell you that's not the best answer for an estimate, but we can't round to the nearest one, can we? This would be a great candidate for what we talked about with doing that mental subtraction, where we would think of this as 32 because we took 4 away, and then 52 minus 32 would leave me with just 20, and then I'll take those 4 away, and that would be 16. Now, that gets a little bit more confusing, but that was kind of what we did mentally with the math, which is something that's kind of like estimating because it makes it go quicker. You don't have to write things down. So either way, 10 minutes would have been the right answer for this one. Okay. All right. Last one. Carson earns $100 a month. In August, Carson managed to save $73 of his $100. In September, he saved $15. How much more money did he save in August than in September? Okay, doesn't say about, and it's not a yes/no question. So I'm going to find the exact answer. It's comparing them, so it's a subtraction. Well, he saved 73 in August, and he saved 15 in September. So I will subtract those. 13 minus 5 is 8. 6 minus 1 is 5. 58. So $58. All right, hopefully you did fine on all of these, and you will be ready for the test. That'll be on Monday. I'm going to have it sent home in a packet, and you'll do it. Now, I said that we would look back at a part of this. Where did I put it? There it is. What I just did earlier, where we broke apart a number, I will probably have a few problems like that where I want you to show me how you break apart a number to do the problem. So, for example, on 86 minus 14, I would have you show me that you can think of 86 minus 14 as 86 minus 16. Remember how we changed this into a different number? That, we did it on purpose so that we could get a 0 at the bottom. 8 minus 1 would be 7, so 70. Now I'd have to add this 2 back in to get the actual answer. So the answer would be 72 if I did it mentally. Okay? All right. So there will be some bonus problems, which means if you don't get them right, that it'll be okay. And I'll have the explanation of what to do on that on the test. So test on Monday. Be sure you're ready for it. Be able to estimate, be able to regroup with subtraction, and know how to do some of those word problems. All right.